Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time this message finds you. I hope it finds you well. I'm Jordan. This message is going to be extremely difficult to give. Extremely freaking difficult. So, I was looking more into like free flow writing and how that can help process like unhealed trauma or where things felt maybe like unfinished business and such, right? So it could be undiscriminated chaos. You just kind of write what comes to mind. It is a gentle form of shadow work as well, just to see kind of like what pops up. How are you judging yourself too? How do you feel when you try to just free flow writing from the heart? I feel like it's called something else. I just call it free flow. I just call it free flow writing. I feel like there is another word for it. But you could feel a great power of warmth from this as well. Looking at yourself, not judging. It's not a narrative piece. It's not you're not writing a book. It's just what comes to mind, what is there. All right. Oh, how can we do this? Because there's a lot. There's a lot. Oh. How do you accomplish your best non-thinking? Okay. What does your best non-thinking look like? I thought that said lore in a way, and I spelled it wrong. But it's like when or slash or. I messed that up. And or. How do you accomplish your best non-thinking? Like, for some people, it's really difficult to meditate, to just turn off the brain. But I feel like with the free flow, you're not really turning off the brain. You're letting another piece just kind of take control and writing out. And then you can think deeper into those things if you'd like. You could dive deeper. And asking what vibration those thoughts are on. What are you aligning with? Are these lies that you've told yourself? Are they lies that others have told you, or even some truths, that you haven't been able to really focus on? Some truths may come to the surface. What's the first thing that you do in the morning? And what's the last thing that you do at night? What's the routine like? And you don't have to put that in the comments or anything, but it'd be cool if you shared. But what does your morning routine look like? Is it peaceful? Is it chaotic? With kids, you can try to set the tone as much as you want, but you can't control kids. It's not, you're there to help and reshape things and give a safe space, but you can't control their emotions. You cannot control their actions. You cannot control how they're going to be feeling and what's going on through their head and everything. You can set the tone, but as many parents know, they have a tone of their own. So don't feel so bogged down if the mornings are a bit chaotic and like, oh my gosh, why can't I get this, and it's never peaceful. Keep trying. Don't give up. That's I just heard from Yo Gabba Gabba, which maybe somebody will know what Yo Gabba Gabba. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't give up. Okay. It's about persistency with that, because you're trying to build, a habit of peace there. So that's that. Okay. Sometimes we ask God to do for us what we ourselves can do. When given signs and warnings, we are to thank Spirit as that was the protection. We then move as we were guided. Okay, I don't know if this really goes together or not, but something I had wrote down about sometimes we pray, "I'll take this away," or "do this, do that, make this happen," but are we acting like we're supposed to be acting in order to get the result that we're desiring, you know? And sometimes we can say like, "Oh, we didn't get that result, and that's because it wasn't meant to be, or that was fate, or whatever." And sometimes we have to ask ourselves if we really put in the work, if we really moved the way we were asked to move. And there was a story. Hold on one momento. Okay. I know I'm not going to know. I think a knower of God and a lover of God were once passing through a forest. On the way, they saw a tiger at a distance. The knower of God said, "There is no reason why we should flee. The Almighty God will certainly protect us." At this, the lover of God said, "No, brother, come, let us run away. Why should we trouble the Lord for what can be accomplished by our own exertions?" Sometimes, like, asking God to do the work, or Spirit, or the universe, or whatever you call it, asking for, like, divine help. "Oh, take this from me, do this, do that." And it's things that we could do on our own. The things that, like, we have the knowledge. Okay, we should get away from that tiger. Like, oh, this is making me think of the videos talking about, like, white women and animals or something. Like, just always trying to go up to the animals, like wild animals and stuff. I don't know. But sometimes we know better, but then we're like, "Oh, I'm just going to go around this. It's going to be fine. God's going to save me through this. Spirit's got me. My angel team's got me. It's fine. I'm just going to go in this, and it's going to be okay." If you were placed there, because sometimes that happens, yes. But knowingly walking into danger just to say, "It's fine. God's got this. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get saved." You're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. Maybe just a jump scare. Maybe mangled. You know? But knowingly going towards something that will cause harm. Excuse me. Will cause harm. And maybe it circles back to, how do you spend your mornings? How do you spend your nights? What are you coping with, kind of things, you know? If you're coping with, like, drinking, short term and long term, that's not healthy, good for your mind at all, your emotional state. It's a depressant. Like, it's not going to be great. It's not going to end well, but you probably know that. But maybe you're thinking that your intention is okay. Well, my intention behind something. Maybe it's only socially drinking or something like that. Like the intent behind it isn't malicious. I'm not hurting anyone, but are you hurting yourself and then expecting spirit, God, universe, Yahweh, like whatever you call it, to take that away? And there's grace. There is, but there's also, consequences to actions, If you're creating a problem, a codependent problem with substances and such, well then, a consequence could be even just like having to go through some kind of program to help wean yourself off of that. Told you this was going to be a difficult message to give. Okay, so I don't know, take what resonates, discard the rest. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. If you're mad at hearing this, that's okay too. Okay, because for some, though, I feel like you're in more of an empowered state of being, and maybe looking from a different point of view, because there is growth, guilt can kind of set in. Because you could maybe look at past versions of yourself and feel guilty for how you acted then, right? Because now you're seeing yourself from a different point of view. So maybe there were some things that why do I want to say that you accomplished that you had done, ways that you had acted that you don't really resonate with anymore, but that's a good sign, So it says gracefully messed up. Attacks were there too. So maybe other people attacking you, or maybe you were a part of some attacks, okay? Or both. Gracefully messed up, okay? Guilt can feel like protection, okay? Your guilt is a signal of growth, not wrongdoing all the time either, because no one's perfect. I mean, we're all humans. All human. Okay? So sometimes we can look back at maybe ways that we had acted and feel like, oh my gosh, that was wrong. Oh, that was wrong. Ooh, that was wrong. But were you acting out of a trauma response? Whereas now you're acting from a more healed place, where you can look back and say, ooh, wow, I should not have done that. Ooh, wow, that was stupid. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Maybe you're going to get to that point, okay? But, wow, that was dumb. Wow, I do not resonate with that. But you also have to honor that person. That can be the hard integration there, is actually like honoring that person and allowing that person to actually be a part of your story without cringing. But you cringing is a good thing. That is a sign of growth. That's a sign of, wow, I understand. Well, it's not a sign of I understand. You have to get to a place of understanding why that version did that. A place of understanding, I know why I needed to do that. I needed to be heard, be seen, be felt, understood, and I was trying to do whatever. There was a place of trauma, of trying to survive something. And looking back, I see that I never really got it right. Maybe in a different light. You can see me stand on my own again. Okay. You weren't wrong then. I don't know where I was going to go with that, but the song came in. Okay. You weren't wrong then. You're simply wiser now, right? It's not that you were wrong and like, you're going to get all this karma. I mean, what was your intention for how you feel you acted in times past? You know, what was your intentions? Was your intentions to hurt others? Was your intention to be malicious in any way, or were you coming from a survival type response, a trauma response, where you didn't really have the tools that you have now, right? So, yeah, sometimes looking back, you can feel like you just royally messed up, but you were gracefully messed up. Whereas, I call it spirit. Spirit could actually see why you were doing those things as well. Okay, there is grace there. There is forgiveness there. It's about you forgiving yourself. It's about you honoring yourself, that past version of you. Okay, I understand why you did that. You acted like this to protect me from this. You acted in this manner because of X, Y, and Z. I get that now. I'm not ashamed of that. It's okay. You know, like, I got you just like you had me back then. You were trying to survive something. I need not feel guilty of this. But that story, that parable, you know, the knower of God and the lover of God coming in to say, like, well, hey, we shouldn't, like, really bother, you know, like, why would we just say, take this tiger away from us and just take this away? Like, we have to act on the knowledge of, okay, we got to get away from that tiger. Okay, we got to stop doing that thing. Okay, that's something that we got to put away now. Okay, this is actually hurting me. We can ask, I suppose, for strength, but I'm one that actually believes kind of like praying for peace. Like, if you pray for peace, you're going to get more like strenuous situations where it's like, well, try and keep your peace in that. Or praying for patience, you're going to get more situations where you're going to have to really keep your patience, you know, like you're gonna get stuck in traffic, like you just are, you know, especially if that's a trigger, like you praying for patience, you're gonna get stuck in traffic, or stuck at every single red light going through a town that has nothing but freaking red lights and stop signs. I don't know, just praying for strength. You might get some situations where you really gotta like stand 10 toes down and act on that strength. You know what I'm saying? Okay. For help, for guidance, but you have to act on that guidance when you're getting it. Right? Okay. Stop punishing yourself for how you survived. Right? You gotta stop punishing yourself. Again, that guilt, carrying around some shame and such. Understanding why you acted a certain way and showing yourself grace, just as the universe, spirit, God, Yahweh, whatever, shows you grace. Okay? Showing yourself grace, showing yourself forgiveness, because it's there inside of you. Like, you have to integrate that. You have to feel that. Your past self may have acted from fear, while your present self is acting from clarity, right? You know better now. You didn't then. And that's okay. That's life. That's what people say. Flying high in April, shut down in May. All right, somatic healing and release. That could release some things. So the somatic healing, free flow writing, I don't know. Look into some like different forms, okay? In this, it doesn't take paying a therapist to do, okay? Not everyone can afford a therapist, so these are some other tools that you could use, and maybe those are tools that you've already used. Maybe this is something that is just confirmation. I don't know. You just need to hear it that you're doing good or something, or it just clicks like, hey, I've been doing that, and hey, I really have come a long way. Or something for you to look more into, especially if you can't afford a therapist. But somatic healing was something that I wrote down, but I want to look more into that. Yeah, like moving the energy around, releasing the energy, how you're speaking to yourself. I was protecting myself. I didn't act from cruelty, but from pain. It says, I release myself. I free you. I free myself. I release this story. I keep the growth. So you don't have to just like burn all the pages in your book. You don't have to do that. I would advise you not to, but to look over those past parts with grace, with love. I acted from pain, not from cruelty, not from malicious intent, but from pain, and I knew no other way. I keep the growth, because now I see, okay, that's not a good way to go about things, or this isn't a great way to deal with that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay, that's cool. And then we have something about greater good, and then ego or heart-led. So I think I'm going to get a few cards from my oracle decks. Let's just kind of see what wants to come out. I don't want to make this when we're already at like 22 minutes. I don't want to make this too long. Oh yeah. Mystical Shaman. Riding high in April. Shout down in Maine. Oh, the crow. Baby. Spirit, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for always being with me and always guiding me and protecting me. Please help me to deliver this message clearly and accurately, and I already know that the right souls are going to see this, and I really appreciate how you do that, Spirit. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is really doing well, though. I know we have a lot of planets in retrograde, and I also know that not a lot of people really believe in that stuff and how it can affect us, but that's alright. We all feeling it collectively. I really believe that. The flow. Oh, I love that. We're talking about that free flow writing and everything. So let's see what that has to say. I love that. We have 233. There is a natural movement of events in the world. All the retrograde planets. You can see it in phenomena such as the tide, the ebb and flow of oceans and rivers that rise up from the earth and flow to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement towards a certain destination. It signifies an ability to gracefully move around obstacles and reminds you of the sense of allowing. Don't try to push against the river or swim upstream right now. You can trust that when the time is right, your dreams will begin to take shape, and you will be invited to dance with destiny. Right now, however, you must relax. This is not the time to bang on doors that refuse to open. Whatever obstacle is in front of you right now, trust this is for the highest good. It is an opportunity to regroup and reconsider your choices, and you must trust that your intentions will take form in good time. Consider this time a gift. So that could be like the the guidance too, right? Like when I was talking about, oh, don't pray for God to do what we must do. Maybe you are, I'm actually getting someone just like banging their head up against a wall type feeling, like, why? There's a reason. There's a rhyme. There's a reason. We have magic here too. So we're going to read that. The flow. Maybe it is about integrating that past version of you. Not to hold on to the story and relive the story over and over again. And this is just who I am, right? But integrating that new, the version of you that lived through that. Maybe there is still some pain, but it could be coming more from guilt of how you acted there. But learning to make peace with that part of yourself before moving forward, before opening the next door. Maybe there's pieces that you actually have to make peace with. Nobody can do that for you. God can't do that for you. Spirit, whatever, okay? Can't do that for you. Can nudge, can advise. But only you can do that. Alright. This symbol represents the infinite intelligence of Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of this magic through synchronicity or meaningful coincidence. Have you forgotten that you live in a world that is infused with magic? Perhaps you've become cynical and think you have to create your life all by yourself with no help from others. It's time to remember your relationship with Source, for you are a part of the story of the world, a living spark of spirit living on earth for this short time in an immensity of light. I think I said that word right. If you look back over your life, you will find many instances in which your actions alone were not the cause of out-of-the-blue coincidences that led you to that new relationship, job, or other important moment on your journey. So how do you stay in this awareness? The answer is simple. If you can be as a little child and cultivate that wondrous curiosity, you will see the magic again and be amazed. Remember, magic is real and in everything. Spirit is always there. Spirit is always helping. But how are you also helping yourself? Spirit's there. Please be true. In other words. In other words. One, here comes the two to the three to the four. Everybody passed out on the dance floor. Alright, how can we best work our light in this spirit? How can we best work our light in this? The ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you, and we have the great gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as much as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing, to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Alright. I think I'm going to end it with one of these crystal cards. Everything is going to be okay. Okay. Rodeo night. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty. And that's the, can you see it? Oh, Rodeo night? I don't freaking know. With a palette of deep pink and black, Rodeo night gets its name from the Greek word for rosy. Who needs it? Potential wasters, those deeply sighing, I hate my job types, and Sagittarians. Where to put it? Against your open heart, begging the universe to tell you WTF you should be doing with your life. When to use it? When that cubicle life has got you down. When it's time to drop the people-pleasing facade and start doing something that really lights you up. When you're ready to use your real unique powers to actually make this rapidly spinning planet a more beautiful place. Go with your heart. What's your heart say about ya? I think this is Shiva Lingam. Probably so butchering that. Shiva. We'll just stick it with the Shiva. That's what we're going to call it. Lingam. I don't know. It's also known as another word that I can't say. They're found in the Normandy River in India. In Hinduism, they can represent an embodiment of the god Shiva, destroyer of illusion and transformer. Who needs it? Yoga people? People who hate yoga. Where to put it? Wherever you seek enlightenment. On the meditation cushion, concentrating on your breath, or possibly chanting, when to use it. When your ego has you feeling too small or totally supersized. When it seems like you're sucking life force through a swizzle stick instead of a boba straw. When you've got baby making on your mind. Oh. Go all in on your essence. That's kind of all over the place. I was hearing an empty nester. But that's what that one looks like. I don't know if I showed it. This one's pretty. Oh my gosh, I love that. Emerald. Got it. Nailed it. Alright. What it is. It's one of the 4 precious gemstones. Emerald radiates with a wet, lush, verdant energy. Historically, emerald is associated with love, beauty, and sex. So, if you're into any of that, you might want to associate yourself with this saturated green gem. Who needs it? Aestheticists, bohemians, I don't know what that word is, transcendentalist, I don't know, Epicureans, I don't know what that is. I'm going to look it up, hold on. Epicurean. A disciple or student of the Greek philosopher Epicurus. A person devoted to sensual enjoyment, and especially that derived from fine food and drink. Tauruses. What do they believe? Oh, the highest good. I was talking about that. Something about the greatest good. Cool. They believe that the highest good in life is achieving a state of tranquility and freedom from fear and pain. Through moderate and simple living, friendship, and self-sufficiency. This is achieved by understanding the natural world through materialism, which involves the belief that everything is made of atoms, to eliminate fear of death and the gods. Their philosophy emphasizes mental pleasures and advises avoiding excessive luxuries, fame, and political power, as these often lead to anxiety. That's cool. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up more. But it does suggest finding joy in life's simple pleasures. Finding a sense of community and practicing moderation, virtue, and temperance. So, I don't feel like those are bad things. Okay. Alright. Where to put it? On a chain over your heart, or on a ring at the base of your left thumb, perhaps atop the Venus mount. Okay? When to use it? When you've temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved. You gotta love yourself out of the shame and guilt. Oh my goodness. Okay. When you're in need of a total refresh, open your heart to limitless possibility with emerald. Point your heart towards grace. I'm so ending it there. Oh, I did want to look up the 2-3 theory actually. But like, holy crap. Point your heart towards grace. Ascended Masters, in particular Jesus, are with you now to help you take the steps that will lead to your highest good. Call in all the help you need. You can call in that help, but you've got to take the steps. Even calling in that help is a step. Am I right? Okay, I hope that this was helpful, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. I love y'all.